show for today. The topic is the Metropolitan Council's 2001, and we're fortunate to have with us Councilman at Large Howard Gentry. And of course, Councilman Gentry, before we had our first commercial break, we promised that we'd give you an opportunity to continue to talk about some of the issues and some of the concerns in the Metropolitan City Council, or in the Metropolitan Council at this particular time. You know, I think one of the issues that has been in the press quite recently has to do with the thermal heating situation. Right. Why don't you give us some information about that? Because I don't think many people are familiar or aware of how very important this might be as an issue. How important is this as an issue?
Well, it is. It's very important. I mean, we have a thermal plant downtown which heats just under 40 buildings in the downtown area, including state buildings, metro buildings, and private businesses. The thermal plant has been a considerable cost to the metropolitan government, to the city of Nashville. You know, you burn trash to generate the power or to heat and cool, and we have not been able to bring in enough trash to do what we need. And the cost of keeping the thermal plant, which is I think almost 30 years old, going is becoming very expensive. So of course the mayor is looking at doing something about it. Now, one of the things is that he said that he'd like to do away with the thermal plant and come up with a more conventional way and a newer and better way. A lot of people don't like that because they feel that that's going to create a hardship financially on them downtown. But just recently, a matter of fact, as of yesterday, it appears that there has been agreement between the Downtown Partnership and the mayor's office and the thermal board that there would be an agreement to increase their fees that they pay, bills which could make a difference, I don't know. But what seemed like in the mayor's solid waste plan, a very easy, smooth, viable solution now is being hit with concern and criticism, and it looks as though it's going to be a topic of discussion, a very lively discussion. But the bottom line is that the decision that we have to make as a council and a government is a decision that's best for the entire city, and hopefully that decision will also be best for those parties who are affected directly by thermal.
Now, let me understand. The thermal situation now, has that completely replaced the landfill situation that existed prior to?
Basically,
basically
yeah.
We do most of the activity in the thermal downtown than we do in the landfill.
Right, we still have a few, you know, places.
But for the most part, the bulk of... now, you mentioned the fact that it's difficult getting trash down to the thermal. I mean, how... Now,
well, it's not difficult. It's just that from what I have read and been told, that we have not been able to get enough trash to really burn at the level that needs to be. Now, some people contend that there is enough. You just have to bring it from out of county. I don't believe that that our current government wants to do that. Either wants to take it out or bring it in.
Now, this is just solid waste. This is not. This is just trash, not solid waste, not garbage or whatever. It's certain kinds of trash that you have to.
Now, I'm not the expert when you get to breaking it down, but basically, yes.
That you just can't put anything in there just because you pick it up as garbage. And so there's a place for landfills as well as a place for the thermal plant, as they're probably trying to do now.
Gotta have them both. And you know, it'd be great if everybody recycled and did what was environmentally best for us, but everybody just doesn't do that. And so it's just going to be one thing that we're going to have to deal with the solid waste plan, total solid waste plan. And again, we're going to have to make the decision that's best for Nashville.
Now, in looking at some of the other issues that are important in terms of your administration as a councilman at large, education certainly is important, schools, thermal situation. What are some of the other things that you consider to be, that folks talk to you about?
Well, we pretty much hit on the majority of it. I think solid waste is going to be not just thermal. but the total solid waste plan is going to be something that we're going to have to deal with after the budget. And in dealing with it, we're talking about recycling, and you know, if there was a time that they had recycle pickup at your home, and now, of course, that has been stopped. And now with the new solid waste plan, they're going to look at a way to possibly start that back up again, and that's very important. Also, another big thing that we've had to deal with is codes. Councilman Briley has worked very hard with codes administration and revamping new codes law that would make living in neighborhoods and businesses more compatible to today's time, and also bringing commercial property into under the umbrella of the codes bill. And I think he's working real hard with that. They've brought something before us that looks good, and also the overlay plan with the zoning department, and they are starting to go around the community and meet with, or have been over the year or so, meeting with community groups to develop a new overlay plan that would make communities more diverse in its structure, but at the same time keeping the I guess the what's the word? Keeping the community
atmosphere
as it was, you know, and that's not the word I want to use, but again, that's a big deal, and it's something that I think is going to make Nashville better when you start talking about density and mixed densities and what have you. It will provide for neighborhoods that bring a little bit of everything, stores, houses. Affordable housing is something that's big right now, where we want to provide 35,000 affordable housing opportunities over the next few years for the citizens of this community. So, I mean, it's exciting right now to be a part of the Metro Council, and really exciting to be a resident of Nashville, Tennessee.
You know, one mentioning, since you mentioned housing, when we come back, we've got about 25 seconds before our commercial break, but when we come back, I think many people would probably be interested in what is going on over in North Nashville, and all of that building over there, and perhaps you can at least make me knowledgeable in terms of what is going on over there. And of course, we'll be back following our short commercial break.